Hello and welcome back to Redirecting. Now, we live in a society where there is so much pressure already being applied to Black women, okay, coming from every angle. And so it didn't come as a surprise to me at all that this is happening to this young woman. There's a young woman by the name of Camila Campbell, and she is being accused of cheating on her SAT test.
The South Florida student accused of cheating on her SATs held a news conference today, along with her very high-profile attorney, Benjamin Crump. A Local 10 News reporter, Samantha Bryant, is live with what that teen is now saying and demanding. Samantha.
And I can tell you, Chrissy, we just received this demand letter from Benjamin Crump, and I can tell you he is saying in this letter they are giving ETS 14 days to release her scores.
My name is Camila Campbell. I did not cheat. I studied and I focused to achieve my dreams, and I won't let ETS or anybody else take my dreams away from me.
48 hours after the January 1st college deadline, Camila Campbell is still waiting for her SAT scores. Last week, we brought you her story on Local 10. The Dr. Michael Kropp Sr. dreams of attending Florida State University. Her dream has been threatened after receiving a letter from the Educational Testing Services saying her October SAT scores were invalid. She says it is due to a 300-point score increase from March.
She dedicated herself to study harder than she ever studied before, to focus more than she ever focused before. She made a 1,230 on the SAT in October.
I turned in a letter from my tutor. I turned in a letter from my teacher, and I wrote a statement myself along with pictures of the study book that I used on my own.
She stood alongside her mother, community members, and attorney Benjamin Crump, asking ETS to release her scores immediately.
She stayed up late nights. She stayed up early mornings studying. She received extra tutoring because she set a goal in her head that she wanted to reach, and she accomplished that goal. She deserves to be honored.
We received a statement from ETS last week saying, in quote, "We cannot discuss specific student scores. After every test administration, we go through great lengths to make sure that all test scores we report are accurate and valid. In order to do so, we sometimes take additional quality control steps before scores are released." And I spoke to ETS earlier today, and they haven't released an updated statement just yet. We're waiting on that. We're going to bring that to you on Local 10. But as far as the attorney and Campbell, they tell me that they're going to continue fighting against this, and they've also started a GoFundMe account. We're going to have that link on local10.com. Reporting live from Miami, Samantha Bryant, Local 10 News.
Now, they are accusing her of this because last year when she took the test, her score came in at 900. And she said because she wanted her score to be higher, she studied and studied and studied and studied and studied. She put in a lot of time trying to improve that score. She worked and she did everything she needed to do so that when she took the test again, she scored over 1,200, or she scored 1,200 points or more. And they're saying, well, that is too much of an increase from last year's score. And so you had to have done something wrong. They said that she either cheated or she had prior knowledge of the test. Prior knowledge of the test? What does that mean? Of course, if you are taking an SAT test or any test, you are going to practice what is going to be on that test. So for them to say that she either cheated, in which, how can you cheat? They have strict guidelines on how these testings are done. So how could she cheat? And what do you mean? What exactly do you mean by prior knowledge of the test? Of course, she had prior knowledge of the test. That's such a broad statement. If she's there to take it, she had prior knowledge of it. I would have liked to have seen them be more specific. And the reason why they can't be more specific is because they know that they cannot prove that this young woman cheated. Because the statement prior knowledge of the test kind of reminds me of arresting someone for resisting arrest when they don't even know what the original arrest was for in the first place. You see what I mean? They're saying that you're being arrested for resisting arrest. But you ask, well, what was the original offense that I was being arrested for? We don't have anything. So then how could you be resisting an arrest that never happened? And so that's how I see this. Some of you may see it differently because I just don't understand prior knowledge of a test. Of course, they will spin this however they need to, and some people will fall for it. Well, if they believe it, maybe she did cheat. Some people are just that simple-minded, and that's enough for them to accept that these people are, without any proof, accusing this young woman of just being smart. Why couldn't it be that she studied so hard and so well that she just passed the test? Why is it that she has to be publicly humiliated and accused of such a heinous thing because you all just don't get it? Now, the reason why we get these things is because they're always doing these tests and IQ tests and things and saying that black people are not as smart as other people, that they don't do as well on entering into college. And now I've heard of many, many cases where they will help their own. Now, the plug has been pulled on that a long time ago. The lid has been blown off of that a long time ago. They have been accused of helping their own. There's a series called Stupid in America, and they kind of blew the lid off of that within that documentary, stating that to get their districts to perform well, it's not that they're performing well, they actually help the children cheat. You see, but in the case of this young black woman, it's impossible. In their eyes, it's impossible that she did so well. So they have to come up with whatever explanation they need to say that she couldn't be this smart, or she couldn't have improved her score that much. The level of hypocrisy in this country and in this world is off the chain. It is off the chain. I think it's ridiculous that they're doing this to this young woman. She should be able to focus on her dreams and her ambitions and not have to go through all of this madness and this foolishness just to prove to these reprobates that she has what it takes to achieve such a high score. Their minds are so twisted, it just is unbelievable to me. Unbelievable. Okay. I think I am done with this story. I think I'm done with it. Thank you to the sister who shared this with me. Sometimes we have to highlight these things because there are still those of us who just don't believe these things are happening and it's all in our heads. Some of our people actually think like that. And more eyes are popping open because we lived in an era where we thought that we were in a post-racial society. And it's very clear that that is not the case. And it's unfortunate that sometimes you have to have the truth smeared all in your face in order to realize this or to accept this. But it is what it is. We've got to learn how to navigate through all of this and pick up and keep it moving because they are doing what they do. And as I stated in a previous video, for every stumbling block that they cast, we have to one-up them and leap over that stumbling block, go around it, go under it, whatever we have to do. But we've got to learn how to navigate through this because they are going to be who they are going to be until it is all said and done. And for those of you who understand end time prophecy, you know what that means. Okay, family, with that, I will say shalom. sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.